Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to explain how try-catch blocks work in Java. So let's get started. In the previous session, I have practically demonstrated how to use the try-catch blocks for handling the exceptions. How to write or use the try-catch blocks in Java programming so that we can handle the exceptions that I already covered in the previous sessions. But how this try-catch blocks work so that they are able to handle the exceptions. So I'm going to cover this particular thing in detail in this session. Okay. I'm going to explain this particular topic in detail in this session, how exactly the try-catch blocks handle the exceptions. When the exception occurs, what happens and how the try-catch blocks how on using the try-catch blocks, we are able to handle the exceptions. That detailed thing I'm going to cover. So in the previous session, practically I showed you how to use try-catch blocks in the program to handle the exceptions and all. But now, how exactly they are working internally, I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to cover this with an example, guys. For example, we have a sample code here. I have not used any try catch block, but what happens when I run this particular code? What happens when I run this particular code? For example, when I'm running this code, right click run as Java application. When I run this particular code and I'll give the inputs to this particular Java program in such a way that an exception should come. So if I'm giving 9 here as a first number, 9 will be stored into the variable A. And here the second number, if I am giving 0, 0 will be stored into the variable B. And in the 15th line, the value which is stored into the variable A will be divided by 0. So 9 divided by 0, which is not possible in Java. So this 15th line is going to give an exception. And when I press enter, you see I got an exception. Here I'm not using any try-catch block, right? Here I'm not using any try-catch blocks. So because of that, since we are not handling the exception in this particular program, what is happening? At the line 15, wherever the exception got occurred, the program has stopped there itself. The remaining lines of code after this particular line where the exception has occurred will not get executed, won't get executed. So here is the line where we got the exception. What is the proof that this particular line has given the exception? You see, Java 15. So in the 15th line only we got the exception and remaining program didn't get run because of this sudden runtime error or exception. Fine. But what exactly is happening here? Before I start using the try-catch blocks, what is happening in this program? Let's find it out. So here, first we have created the object for the scanner class. This particular line will get executed and here we are printing to the user to enter the number. So this is also working here. After that, whatever the number that user has inputted, that we are intaken into this variable A. This also worked. After that, we are asking the user to enter the second number. Yes, here we are in taking the second number inputted by the user and storing into the variable B. After that, we are closing the scanner object. So far, so good. Now, the control came to the 15th line where we are trying to divide the number A by B, but the first number was given by the user as 9. Second number was given by the user as 0. 9 divided by 0, which is not possible in Java. This particular thing, this particular highlighted thing or this particular line is going to give an exception. But what exactly is happening at this particular line? The moment Java finds that it cannot divide a number by 0, okay, the moment the Java finds that it cannot divide a number by 0, this Java program is going to create an object for this predefined class known as ArithmeticException. So for this is a predefined class in Java, guys. ArithmeticException is a predefined class in Java. An object of this particular ArithmeticException class will be created. Okay, if Java is not able to divide a number by 0, so Java is going to this particular Java program will not be able to divide a number 9 by 0, right? So this particular Java program is going to create an object for which predefined class ArithmeticException. Okay, is going to create an object for this kind of error class that is called as ArithmeticException class. You can go to Java, some library, Java JDK 21 API library like that. You search, guys, and in that go here and search for this particular class. There is a predefined class known as arithmetic exception class. You see, there is a predefined class known as, I'm just selecting that, there is a predefined class known as arithmetic exception class in Java library. So for this particular predefined class, an object will be created. At this point of time in the code, okay, the Java program is creating Java program without using exceptions, without using try catch block for handling the exception. Without using try catch blocks, what is happening? Java program, Java program is creating an object for appropriate exception class. Appropriate exception class. Okay. Java program is creating an object for appropriate exception class. For example, for example, that is arithmetic exception is one of the predefined classes we have in Java library. And for this particular class, Java program is creating an object. Java program is creating an object for, so object for example, object for arithmetic exception got created, right? How the object for the arithmetic exception? Like this, Java program will create something like this internally. The moment it finds that it cannot divide a number by zero, internally, Java program will create an object for arithmetic exception class like this. Exception class object, it will be created like this internally. Once it got created here, that object will be thrown to Java, who is running the code. Okay. This particular object created for the appropriate exception class based on the situation that the Java program is facing currently, it's going to create an object for the arithmetic exception class in this example. And that object will be thrown to whom? Will be thrown to Java, who is running this particular code. Whoever is running this particular code, when I run the code, whatever the Java related stuff, Java software related stuff, who is running this particular code, to that the object is being thrown. And once that particular Java will receive this particular object of the arithmetic exception, they will immediately stop the program from running. Since an object for arithmetic exception class has been thrown in this example to the Java who is running this particular program, on the moment the Java receives this particular object of the arithmetic exception class, that Java will stop running the code at the line where the object of this arithmetic exception got created and thrown to the Java. At that line itself, the Java program execution will stop. The remaining lines of the code will not get executed because once the object of that arithmetic exception class is thrown to Java, Java will display this particular exception details in the output, and the remaining code will not get executed. This is what happens internally when an exception occurs in a program where we are not using try catch blocks to handle that exception. Now, what will happen when I use try catch blocks? That also we need to understand. Okay, here once the object is got created, this object will be thrown to Java, who is running the code, on receiving this object, on receiving this, on receiving this object of exception class. Okay, Java will stop the program. Okay, Java will stop the program from running, and hence the remaining lines of the code will not get executed. This is what happens. This is what happens without using try catch block. This is what happens, guys. Okay, without using try catch block, this is what happens. Now, if you use try catch blocks, on using try catch blocks, on using try catch blocks, what will happen? Let's see. On using try catch blocks for handling the exception, what will happen? So here, this line is giving you the exception. 15th line is giving that line. I'm going to surround with try catch, but and this line is also dependent on this line itself. So I'm combining these two lines and surrounding them with try block. Okay. Now I have to write the catch block like this. Will it work? If I write the catch block like this, will it work? It won't work because inside the catch block, you have to provide the exception class and you have to declare a object reference with the appropriate exception class so that it can store the object of this particular object of the thrown exception. So here we already know that when you try to divide a number by 0, this particular statement is going to create an object for arithmetic exception class. Earlier, that object of the arithmetic exception class was thrown to the Java who is running the code. Once the Java receives that particular object of the arithmetic exception class, Java will simply stop the program there. But this time, the object created here also, the object for the arithmetic exception class will be created in this example. Even after you surround this particular statement with try block also, the object for the arithmetic exception class will be still created in the background, but the object will not be thrown to the Java who is running the program. The object of this particular arithmetic exception class which is created this particular line will not be thrown to Java who is running the code. Rather, that object will be directed to the catch block. That particular created object of the arithmetic exception class will be directed to what? Instead of throwing it to the Java program who is running, instead of throwing that to the Java who is running the program, if we throw there, the Java will stop the program from running. But here, instead of that, the object created for this particular exception class will be diverted to the catch block instead of to the Java who is running the code. Once the catch block receives that particular object, based on here we need to create a object reference. Just give some name for this object reference, guys. You can also write obj also if you want, or e is also fine. And that object reference should be declared with the appropriate. Okay. So which classes object we are getting is getting created in this example. In this example, at this particular line where Java is trying to divide the number by 0, for which exception class the object is getting created? Arithmetic exception, right? This particular exception class the object is getting created. So here it's better you declare this object reference in the catch block with the same exception class. So here if you declare the object reference with the same, okay, same exception class, what will happen? The object that is created for this particular arithmetic exception class in this example at this line will not be thrown to Java. Rather, it will be diverted to the catch block. In that catch block, okay, the catch block has this object reference declared with the same exception class name. So that object will be stored into this object reference. Whatever the object that got created here using new arithmetic exception, that object can be stored into the object reference of the arithmetic exception. Is that possible? Is that possible, guys? So this is what is happening. Okay. This is what is happening, guys. Arithmetic exception. We have this. And to this, we are assigning the object of the, to this, we are assigning the object here. The object of the arithmetic exception got created, right? When trying to divide the number by 0. That is getting assigned to this object reference, which is also declared with the arithmetic exception. Fine. That is also okay. Like this arithmetic exception. Okay. Okay. I'm not getting much space here. That's okay. Here, whatever the object that is created for the particular exception class is getting stored into the object reference, which is created in the catch block with the same exception class name. So if this object reference is declared with appropriate class name, exception class name, the object which is created for that particular exception class can be stored into the object reference of this particular class. So here, this is what is happening, guys. So here, arithmetic, in the catch block, this part is there. Arithmetic exception is there in the catch block. To this, we are assigning the object which is thrown. Okay. To this, we are assigning the object which is thrown when we got this arithmetic exception. Okay. So here the object which is created for the arithmetic exception is getting assigned to the object reference which is declared with the arithmetic exception in the catch block. This part is in the catch block. This is created in the created while you're trying to divide the number by 0. So this statement is correct only, right? Creating the object of the arithmetic exception class and storing it to the object reference of the same arithmetic exception class is possible. So this will work. So whatever the object that got created for the arithmetic exception class is getting diverted to the catch block, and in that catch block, in this particular object reference, it will be assigned or stored. Simple. The moment this particular thing is done, whatever the code that is there in the catch block will run. Okay. If the object of this particular exception class which is thrown here can be stored into the object reference of the arithmetic exception class or whatever the class of the catch block, then the code inside the catch block can run. Here, as simple as that, I can write print statement also. Okay, you can write any code here to handle the exception. So exception got handled, exception got handled or something. I'll print it out here. That's it. Exception got handled. Like this, I'll write. Now what will happen if I run this code? So if I run this particular code, what is happening? This time, when you enter the first number, let's say 9, second number again 0. The moment I press enter, what will happen? 9 already went to A, 0 will go into the B. After that, this particular line in the try block will run, that is 9 divided by 0. In Java, is it possible to divide a number 9 by 0 or some number by 0? No. This line is going to give an exception. That is, in this example, arithmetic exception will be thrown here. That means here internally what is happening, object of the arithmetic exception will be created, and that object will be, since it is there in the try block, that object of the arithmetic exception class will be directed to the catch block. And in the catch block, what is there? Object reference of the arithmetic exception is there. So into this object reference, we can store the object of the arithmetic exception class, because this object reference is also declared with the same class name. So the code inside the catch block will run, that is exception got handled will be printed. And since the object of the arithmetic exception is not thrown to the Java who is running the code, here the program will not be stopped. Rather, we direct it into the catch block, and whenever that kind of situation comes, we are just printing exception got handled. Once this line got executed, the remaining lines also will get executed. End of this program also will get printed. This is what happens, guys. When press enter, exception got handled, and end of this program. What about this particular line? What about this particular line? Will this get executed? No. Once you once this particular line is giving an exception, that is Java is creating this Java program is creating an object for arithmetic exception class. The moment it creates an exception, this line will be skipped. Directly the control will go from here to here, catch block. So there is no way that this particular line will run. Okay, directly will come to the catch block. So this is how the try catch blocks work in Java, guys. Okay. So they generally, whenever there is a exception coming in the code, an object for that exception class will be created and will be generally thrown to the Java who is running the code. But when you use a try catch block, that will not be thrown to Java who is running the code. Rather, it will be diverted to the catch block, so that the catch block can handle the exception if it can. Okay, on using the try block, object of the object of the okay occurred exception will be diverted to the catch block, so that the catch block can handle the exception. Whatever the code that is there in the catch block will run, and the remaining lines of code will continue. This is how the try catch blocks work in Java, guys, internally. So wherever there is a possibility of an exception, object of that exception class will be thrown. That will be diverted to the catch block if you are using the try catch blocks, so that we can handle the exception. And this object reference should be capable enough in storing this kind of object of that particular exception class. When this object reference can store the object of this particular exception class, when the object reference is declared with this proper class type, then only it is possible. Here, object of the arithmetic exception class is being thrown, and the object reference of the arithmetic exception class can store this object of the arithmetic exception class. So the catch block is working fine in this case. This is how the try catch blocks work in Java, guys. Hope, guys, I explained this concept in detail. This is very important thing. That's why I covered in detail in this session. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.